Tory Lanez and another woman both fired the gun after jumping Meg the Stallion. She's a big bitch. I ain't gonna lie. She's on my fault. I don't like to call females bitches. That's disrespectful. Um, but yeah, from what I'm thinking, how it really went is Meg started being Kelsey ass. Kelsey grabbed the, you know what I'm saying, grabbed the city, got busy. Tory to end it, bust two shots in the air to stop. They said it was five shots fired. You know, I don't really, I mean, I just want to hear what's gonna happen. Like, I just want to hear what's gonna happen. To be honest, shout out to Chicks Move, and without further ado, we're gonna get straight into the video.
Chiggs is in here recording this.
No Chiggs Smooth in here, right? So whatever you say,
you know Chig gonna have everything up there.
whatever you say, Chiggs gonna be on YouTube with it, man. I like you.
Come on.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Chiggs Smooth.
It was Kelsey. No, it was Tory. No, it was Kelsey. No, it was Tory. It was Kelsey. No, wait, it was both of them? So today is day 7, and this just got even more confusing. But a couple things that we can probably assume here is true from last week is that both Tory Lanez and Kelsey did in fact touch the gun that night. Now today they had a witness testify. The witness actually owned the house that their car was parked on, and he went onto his balcony while everything was going on, and he saw the incident. His lawyers for workers explaining what went down in the testimony with the witness and the cross-examination.
Better than TV. Hollywood writers can't make this stuff up. Wait until you hear what the eyewitness testimony was this morning at the Tory Lanez. They asked Mr. Kelly, do you know why you're here? He said, absolutely. The defense attorney put up a picture of the back of his home. You could see a driveway. They had him draw a square where the SUV was parked. It was right on the curb of the back of his house, 10, 15 feet. His window is overlooking it. He stepped out onto his Juliet balcony and he watched for several minutes as Meg the Stallion and Kelsey, the two females, he didn't identify them by name, got out of the car and they were engaged in a fight. It was violent. It was quite aggressive. It started with arguing that woke him up in the middle of the night. Where his house is, often him and his son are woken up in the middle of the night by people who stop in and around the back of his home. This was another night, arguing, escalation, two women fighting. He watched the whole thing while standing on his balcony. Oh my God, it gets crazier. As he looked down on a fight that he described as quite violent, he then saw the larger gentleman, this is presumably the security guard Quan, come and violently try to separate them. Eventually, all four were involved in what he called an aggressive, everyone fighting, essentially just a melee, a free-for-all between four people in the middle of the night, right outside of his back window. He said at one point he saw one woman go back towards into the car. At that point, he saw a muzzle flash. Then he said there was a man, and after the first few shots from the woman came off, he saw the man getting involved with the woman and more shots went off. On cross-examination, the prosecutor asked him, did you see the man shoot? He said, yes, I saw the shorter man with a gun shooting violently in the air at least 5 times. Okay, wait, what? That's not what you just testified. Then the defense attorney went back and asked him, I thought you said you saw the woman and then you saw the man shoot. And he's like, yeah, you have to understand, it was just a crazy free-for-all and it all happened very quickly. And then he said the most shocking thing that has come out.
My question is okay, see, this is why I dislike her as a person, is because you solely blamed it on Tory and didn't mention the whole story. You was hiding the whole story, just, oh, he shot me, I want him to be thrown under the jail, just he's been a, come on, son.
Out in this case, which is that after the shots went off, one woman crawled further away, that the 3 people then went over there and beat her violently while she was on the ground. They picked her up. They looked like they were going to drag her and throw her into the river. Instead, they dragged her across the street, put her in the car, and drove off.
That's a drag.
The prosecution, we're on lunch. The prosecution is going to come back, and basically they're trying to build the case that this witness is lying because he's intimidated by the defense, that he never said anything about the muzzle flash going off near Kelsey, and now he's saying all this because he's scared of telling the truth. We'll see how that comes out on direct. Here's a fact, though. He has been consistent about a couple things. One, The two women were outside that car fighting for several
cool.
minutes.
That makes sense.
Escalated, started with an argument, then it got quite violent, and the security guard came out to try to separate them. The idea that the jury would credit Meg's testimony, which is just completely contradicted by this eyewitness, is highly unlikely. The prosecution has major work to do to save their case, which is absolutely on life support right now.
So I think a couple things that safely we can assume here is that they were all fighting. Now, whether that's Tory or Megan beating up Kelsey, very low chance of that, or Tory and Kelsey beating up Megan. Either way, there was definitely a physical confrontation happening. Somebody was getting their ass beat. And then somebody went into the car, fired the first shot. Somebody else grabbed the gun from that person and fired the rest of the clip into the air. With Megan being the only one shot out of the three parties, we can safely assume that it was Tory and Kelsey beating up Megan. Kelsey goes to the car, shoots at Megan's foot. Then Tory grabs the gun and fires the rest in the air. Tell me how you guys interpret this story. Again, this is just adding on top of all the confusions, but I think certain things are being clearer and clearer as the day goes on. Hopefully, we can get a conclusion to this trial as soon as possible. Tell me what you guys think about this so far. Push comments.
Man, shout out to Chicks Move. Honestly, I just want to see what's going to happen because it's like this was never mentioned. All it was mentioned was Tory shot me, throw him under the jail. That's the only thing I was mentioned. But let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. Who y'all feel is lying? Who y'all feel is telling the truth? Whose side you feel is, I'm saying, more like realistic and like, okay, I could side with this person because of that. That being said, I appreciate y'all for the love and support. Love is love. Make sure I get all the videos to 10 likes. You know what I'm saying? We going into season 3 next month, and we gonna go 10 times more crazier.